Hey there and welcome back to Mass Effect. My name is Pete and today we complete the first part of Eden Prime. Before we jump into the action, however, let's do some leveling. For Shepard we're going to increase his pistol skills, then we put the last point in Soldier, which unlocks health regeneration. For Kaidan we unlock the biotic barrier, as well as first aid, both good defensive powers to have early on. And then Jenkins, you'll become a great soldier. Now let's have a quick look at the combat interface, which I will edit out when using it in the future. Weapons and powers like Kaidan's barrier for example can be selected in this menu. For now let's switch Shepard to the pistol and get going. Now we've landed on Eden Prime with the mission to pick up a Prothean beacon. Before we get there however, there are a few things we can take care of.
What the hell are those?
Gas bags. Don't worry, they're harmless.
I know. These things are basically free pistol kills and there is an achievement for 150 of those. So I'm sorry, but every gas bag that is coming in front of Shepard's pistol is going to blow up. Around the corner here we also find an upgrade kit with an armor upgrade that is not really useful, but it also provides us with some cash, a codex entry and some med gel. The armor upgrade we just picked up, the motorized joints, increase melee damage. That is something we're not going to rely on too much, so I'll leave that unequipped for now.
What happened here?
So Jenkins probably also saw the two burnt bodies on the right, and right here we pass a few more. So at this point I think it's pretty safe to say that something has happened on Eden Prime, and we're about to get a good taste of it in a few seconds. And for now, let's send Jenkins to investigate, because what could go wrong? Oh, Jenkins, who could have anticipated that? Alright, combat. We'll start off with a sabotage from Kaidan, and then just fire away. Kaidan's sabotage does quite a bit of damage, and at least for a couple of seconds prevents the drones from firing back at us. So pistol combat is still a little bit clumsy, that's because we don't have the marksman skill yet. But we just leveled up, so that's what we're going to get next. We will put the other 2 points in Intimidate, because there will be a few opportunities to use that soon. For Kaidan we'll level up Decryption twice, that will make Sabotage a bit more dangerous and also get us closer to Electronics, which I want to unlock pretty soon. And now let's see how Jenkins is doing.
Rip right through his shields. We're at a chance.
Okay, I think 2 Paragon points is the least we can do for him.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, sir.
And now let's continue and murder a few more gas bags. We're also going to position Kaidan right here, which leaves him a bit in the background for the next fight, but that's good, he likely won't get killed and he also won't steal our kills. This time we're going in with Marksman and you will immediately see the difference. These drones just don't stand a chance.
I've got some burned out buildings here, Shepard. A lot of bodies. I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to catch up with you at the dig site.
So Nylas, not the greatest news you got there, buddy. And we also have a few burnt bodies here. Next to one is this upgrade kit. This gives us a few cool things, namely a heatsink that we put on our pistol, as well as some armor plating. I just equipped both of those off screen, and I think I'll continue to do that. I suppose that's just a lot more convenient for you to watch. And just like that we're under fire again. And once again we'll start with a sabotage from Kaidan, and a few more shots and enemy number 1 is dealt with. On the lower right of the UI you see 2 red dots, meaning 2 more enemies remain. So let's kill the gas bag and then put a barrier on Kaidan to up his shields. And as long as we're dealing with those drones, combat will not be too tricky. So for enemy number 3 who's hiding around the corner here, we wouldn't need to do it, but let's just use Marksman to speed things up. Alright, that's it.
That's it. Bag him and tackle.
Yeah, thank you, Kaidan. Now proceeding onwards would trigger a cutscene. So before we do that, let's go down here and get some med gel. And now we can continue. Alright, looks like we're not the only people on Eden Prime, and she looks familiar from the transmission that we received on board of the Normandy in the last video. And since our squad is already down one, that might be a good thing. So let's help the lady out here against these two troopers. As usual, we'll start off with the sabotage as well as the marksman, since there are only two of them we want to get maximum damage early. That deals with them very quickly, and now let's talk to Ashley Williams.
I didn't think I was gonna make it. Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams of the 212. You the one in charge here, sir?
Yes, and also in need of Paragon points.
Are you wounded, Williams?
A few scrapes and burns, nothing serious. The others weren't so lucky. Oh man. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit. We tried to get off a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
So, anybody else survived?
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others... I think I'm the only one left.
Yeah, I assume that's not your fault.
This isn't your fault, Williams. You couldn't have done anything to save them.
Yes, sir. We held our position as long as we could, until the Geth overwhelmed us.
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
Okay, now she's gonna come with us no matter what, so we might as well go for a couple of Renegade points.
Lieutenant Alenko and I will take care of this.
Let me come with you, sir. The Geth slaughtered my unit. Give me a chance to get even.
She knows the area, Commander, and we could use the extra firepower.
Just don't forget who's in charge.
Understood, Commander. You give the orders and I'll follow them.
And now that we have established our dominance, let's ask about what actually happened.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
So any info on those Geth you're talking about?
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile.
That sounds successful.
Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
The scientist option here is the same that we had before, so let's ask about Nylas instead.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime, none that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry, like I said, no Turians.
Then I suppose another human will have to do.
Move out.
Alright, we got a nice early game assault rifle here with the Banshee. Also the codex entry for the Geth, as well as 4 Paragon and 2 Renegade points.
The beacon's at the far end of this trench.
In the crate here we have some armor, and in the upgrade kit chemical and armor piercing rounds. Before we get to equipping, let's quickly level up Ashley. Let's unlock Overkill to give her at least 1 weapon ability, and then put 2 points in combat armor for the shield boost and 1 point in soldier for health regeneration. And off screen I just upgraded my pistol with chemical rounds. Now we dish out a bit more damage with the pistol. I also took the light armor that we just found for Shepard and gave Ashley my old armor. The new one has slightly more shields, and since we're going to fight at the front line, that's something I do care about. Off we go into combat again, this time against 4 troopers, and we're still sticking to the pistol, although we have a serviceable assault rifle right now. As long as we can still kill things with the pistol, and at this point we definitely can, I want to continue to do so and work towards that 150 kill achievement. I have also ordered both Ashley and Caden to stay back, so they won't interfere and steal kills, and we can still use Caden's abilities. And you see that we don't really have difficulties taking out these troopers, so as long as we can still afford it, I will continue Shepard's one-man show. The crate contains a few basic weapons that are not really useful to us. A bit more of interest is the dig site behind us, where the beacon should be, but interestingly enough, isn't.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
Well, finding some survivors might help us out.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
If they were lucky. Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plans, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead. I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.
So we got a few destinations now. The research camp for potential survivors, as well as the spaceport where Nylas awaits.
Looks like they hit the camp hard.
It's a good place for an ambush. Keep your guard up. Oh God, they're still alive!
What did the Geth do to them?
And in just a minute we'll have our first encounter with Husks. I hate these things. But we also leveled up, so let's do that first. For Shepard, 1 more point in Intimidate, we will need it, and then 2 in Combat Armor to unlock Shield Boost. For Ashley, 1 in Combat Armor, 1 in Soldier will increase her defense, and with Kaidan we'll unlock Electronics and get Overload, which is incredibly useful for fighting Geth. And now let's get to it, and we'll also start with an Overload, which is powerful enough to remove all shields and open up the Husks for our fire, and they can withstand a lot of that. Now the Husks don't have any weapons, which means they will engage in melee combat. And when they get close enough, they will use this explosion, which this early does a ton of damage. We can avoid that by simply knocking them over when they start glowing. Then we can, for the first time, also use Kaidan's biotic abilities and throw them away a couple of meters. Then again, once he's about to explode, simply rush in and knock him down. That of course only works if there are only a few of them.
Clear.
Thank you, Ashley. There's a bit of loot around here, such as the crate in this container, which gives us a shotgun and some Quarian armor. And the one right next to it, some grenades and Omnigel. All of it not really what we need right now, but we'll take it.
It's closed. Security lock's engaged.
And then we'll head over to the other container, where we can use decryption to open the door, thanks to Kaidan, who has that talent.
Humans, thank the Maker.
Hurry! Close the door before they come back!
We get 2 Paragon points for telling them they're safe.
Don't worry, we'll protect you.
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone.
You're Dr. Warren, the one in charge of the excavation. Do you know what happened to the beacon?
It was moved to the spaceport this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to help pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved! The age of humanity is ended! Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain!
Okay, let's investigate the attack a bit further.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. 1 second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the Destroyers, bringers of darkness, heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move, until you came along.
So she's the one that dug up that beacon, right?
Can you tell me anything about the beacon?
It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network, remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil, awakened the beast, unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please, this isn't the time.
Maybe Nylas came through here?
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack. That's impossible. Nylas was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't have been here.
I'm sorry, Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Yeah, about Manuel.
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and madness are 2 sides of the same coin.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing towards us? To understand there is no escape? No hope? No. I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
Okay, first major Renegade action in the game, but I can't resist.
Say goodnight, Manuel.
You cannot silence the truth. My voice must be heard.
Oh my god! What did you do?
That might have been a little extreme, Commander.
You can't just go around whacking people in the head.
Well, I can, and Shepard actually has a good explanation for it.
It was only a matter of time until he did something crazy and dangerous.
I suppose you're right. By the time he wakes up, the meds will have kicked in.
Williams, take us to the spaceport.
Good luck, Commander.
Thank you. Now we got 9 Renegade points from that. Now off screen I just gave a couple of less useful armor upgrades to Kaidan and Ashley, and I switched Shepard's chemical for armor piercing rounds, just to do a bit more damage against the Geth.
Saren. Nylas. This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
Okay, looks like Nylas just ate a bullet, and that makes the whole evaluation thing of Shepard a bit more complicated. And we also have that.
What is that? Off in the distance.
It's a ship. Look at the size of it.
That thing doesn't look like it's particularly friendly, and to underline that, we also have company. We can get an instant kill by firing at the small explosive thing next to the Geth trooper. That gets rid of him, but to be honest, he's not what I'm worried about. A bit more trouble will be the Husks that will close in any minute now. So here they are, let's back off, have Ashley and Kaidan go into cover, and then start off with an overload, and also activate Marksman. After the guy on the left is down, we can use a throw for the 2 on the right. And you see they are not easily taken down. Now for good measure, let's also throw in a sabotage, and then just keep firing, slowly back up, so he doesn't come close enough to trigger the tech explosion, and then just after we overheat, have the kill stolen by one of our squad mates. Now we have only a single Geth trooper left, and that shouldn't be too hard to deal with. So let's quickly turn on Marksman and get rid of him.
Clear.
Now that Kaidan has confirmed that there are no enemies left, we can do a bit of looting. There is one container up the hill here, that malfunctioning object, which contains 2 low-level pistols. Now for some reason Ashley gets an itchy finger here, I have no idea why.
All targets down.
Because, like Kaidan said, there is nobody to shoot at. There is, however, another crate to loot, which gives us a grenade and some Omnigel, and a door to open.
Everybody stay calm out there. We're coming out, we're not armed.
Is it safe? Are they gone?
As always, Paragon option.
You're okay now. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
Those things were crawling all around the shed. They would have found us for sure. We owe you our lives.
I still can't believe it. When we saw that ship, I thought it was all over.
It showed up right before the attack. Knew it was trouble the second I saw it, so we made a break for the sheds.
And once again, let's ask about the attack.
Tell me everything you remember about the attack.
The 3 of us were working the crops when that ship showed up. We just saw it and ran. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crew.
They were by the garage, over near the spaceport, right where that ship came down. No way they survived.
You don't know that. We survived. If they made it to the garage, they could have had a fighting chance.
Maybe you can tell me more about the beacon?
Do you know anything about the Prothean beacon they dug up?
We're just farmers. We heard they found something out there, but it never really mattered to us. Not until now.
And then lastly, that monstrum of a ship.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look at it. I think it landed over near the spaceport.
Tell them about the noise, Cole. That awful noise.
It was emitting some kind of signal as it descended. It sounded like the shriek of the damned. Only it was coming from inside your own head.
It was probably trying to block communications.
Whatever it was, felt like it was tearing right through my skull. Almost made it impossible to think.
Okay, thanks for the chat.
I have to go.
Hey, Cole, we're just a bunch of farmers. These guys are soldiers. Maybe we should give them the stuff.
Jeez, Blake, you gotta learn when to shut up.
Oh, so maybe there is something else.
You have something to tell me, Cole?
Some guys at the spaceport were running a small smuggling ring. Nothing major. In exchange for a cut of the profits, we let them store packages in our sheds.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
What kind of packages?
I found a pistol. Figured it would come in handy if those things came back. But you'll probably get more use out of it than we will.
Let's go Renegade on him.
I'm only gonna ask this once. Think long and hard before you lie to me again. Are you sure all you've got is one lousy pistol?
No, wait. I just remembered. I just had it in my pocket. Might as well take that too. That's everything, really.
Who's your contact at the spaceport, Cole? What's his name?
He's not a bad guy. I don't want to get him in trouble. Besides, I'm not a snitch.
Yeah, sorry Cole, that name could be of value, so let's just pull our gun.
Would you rather be a snitch or a corpse?
Powell. His name's Powell.
No honor among thieves.
That's all I know, really. So let's try to keep things friendly from here on in, okay?
Yep, see ya.
I have to go.
Good luck.
Alright, 2 Paragon for Renegade points, some XP, and most importantly, a nice pistol. So I'll just give the pistol to Shepard, equip the combat sensor on Ashley, and then make a cut here and wrap this episode up. Next time we'll head over to the spaceport and hopefully grab that beacon. As always, click on the video on screen to go straight to the next episode. I'll see you then. Cheers.